Welcome back! Welcome back to this new video. I am Beanie and I'm doing art. For this video I have a certain question for you. Do you believe in cursed sketchbooks? Because I sure did. I really did believe in cursed sketchbooks a couple of years back, because I have at least 2 sketchbooks where I thought something must be wrong here, because everything looks like completely shit and it's clearly not my skill. That would be impossible. Yeah. At some point in your artistic life you will receive your first sketchbook. And I mean our first real sketchbook, because let's be honest, I think from every artist who's watching this, and for me, our first sketchbook looks like this. Cheap printing paper, and it's completely okay because you get a whole stack of paper for very little money, and it's perfect for doodling and trying out and just let everything out you're thinking of. But it's something else to get your first real, decent, pretty sketchbook. I've received my first real, decent, pretty sketchbook at my 17th birthday as a gift. It has had such an inconvenient format. It's not A4, it's a little bit different, it's a little bit more like a square, and it has a nice structure and texture of the paper, and I loved it, but not too long, because I hated the structure soon, and I still do. So I've never finished the sketchbook because at some point I thought it's cursed, because everything I'm drawing, everything I sketched in this, it looks like crap. So I gave this sketchbook the order number -0. 0 because I didn't finish the sketchbook, and minus because I've started it back in 2008, before the real sketchbook counting I've started in 2013, as I mentioned in my first video. I love to have a certain order, I'm sorry. Yeah, so I will show you my very first sketchbook I've ever had, but not only this, I will choose some sketch and I will try to redraw it in this cursed sketchbook, and then I will see if it was the fault of the sketchbook because everything looks like crap, or if it was my skill back then, back 2008, over 10 years ago. But I can't believe this. I can't believe it was my skill. I think it was the sketchbook's fault. It has to be. So I've decided to redraw 4 pages of the sketchbook. The first I want to redraw is the first sketch I've ever did in the sketchbook. I just have to finally draw the girl I wanted to draw back in 2008, but couldn't for a certain reason. I was so happy and proud about the sketchbook at this time, but couldn't express what I really wanted, I guess. Also, I have to redraw this girl because I was so frustrated not to be able to draw her in a cool action pose with the right perspective. I had a story for her in mind, but the sketch made me feel so down. I figured I could never tell her story without being able to draw her in the right poses, and clearly, I wasn't able to do this. I want to draw this girl again because I am and always was a sucker for floating girls. It's so fun just to put a full body sketch in an empty space without the limitation of having her with her feet on the floor, and I always loved this. And also it looks very dreamy and I love this too. With this sketch I wanted to get more serious with characters, but I hadn't any story for her in mind. I just wanted her to look cool, but I hated the soft pencil shading because of the structure of the structure of the paper, and I thought this made look her awful. Yeah, but so we'll see what I can do about this now. Let's go. Hello again. 1 week passed by and I was finally able to manage to draw the 4 ladies I've showed you earlier. And yeah, let's see how they turned out. I'm quite happy with the sketch of girl number 1 because I finally could draw her like I wanted her to look like back then in 2008. She came out a little bit short because sometimes I have problems with the measurement of the paper when it comes to full body poses, but all in all I'm quite happy with the result. With girl number 2 I had similar problems. Her head is an inch too big, I guess, but I'm quite happy with her pose because it's finally an action pose I like. And the perspective is not that bad. It was still some difficult task to tackle, but it's at least better than the sketch from 2008. Also, you can see that I gave now every girl like big manga eyes because back then I was heavily influenced by manga and anime drawings, and also drawing big eyes is still just my comfort zone, but I wanted to go with the style from the times back then. I'm super happy with this sketch. It felt good from the beginning and that's always a good sign. I had a lot of fun drawing this floating girl. I was surprised how easy it felt to draw her. Yeah, also she just looks dreamy, so I guess I can say that's an achievement that I got. And last but not least, another cool girl in action pose, but this time in medieval style. It was fun drawing her too. I made her face a little bit more manga, I guess. Her eyes are a little bit bigger and her eyebrows are thick and dark, and they were extremely fun to draw. I liked it very much. Yeah, I'm quite happy with the result. It's okay. And that's it. So what's the result? I did some good sketches and I had some problems with some sketches. What does this mean? Did I lift the curse? No. Is the sketchbook still cursed? No. Because there's nothing like cursed sketchbooks. Nothing like that is happening in this world. No cursed sketchbooks. Okay, do you hear me? Because it's just some sketchbooks you like and some sketchbooks you don't like. Some features from sketchbooks you like and some features from sketchbooks you don't like. You like the structure of the paper or the weight of the paper. You like the color of the paper or you don't. And sometimes you just have not the right tools to draw in the sketchbook right now at your hand. For example, I figured that I've always drew with a pencil who was too soft for the paper, and the structure and soft pencils just didn't work out together. So at least for me, for someone else it works perfectly fine, I guess. It's just a personal thing. Also, skill. Of course, my sketches now look better than from 11 years ago. I'm still not done with learning. By far, I'm not done with learning. And it's totally fine, because shit takes time, but it's okay. At least, if you keep practicing, things will get better. Never give up and just keep drawing. And so there will never be cursed sketchbooks anymore from now on. Never ever. See you next time.